All right, this is the second 10th, not a 10th, just like second day of reading out loud just to see how I'm progressing. I got my dog on top of me and I can't move the camera because I just figured out, oh, titty out. I just figured out a way so that for me to, like put it like that. All right, this is Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor E. Frankl. I don't think I said it on the last one, but it's the same book. Into the past wherein it has been safely delivered and deposited. By the way, the last video that I did not start off without warming up. I warmed up first, so it was a little bit more fluent. This one's from the get-go. In the past, nothing is irretrievably lost, but rather on the contrary. Hold on, let's turn on the light a little bit. Irretrievably lost, but rather on the contrary, everything irrevocably stored and treasured. To be sure, people tend to see only the stubble fields of transitoriness, but overlook and forget the full gonorrheas. Oh, I think I already read this. Gonorrheas, yeah. Or gonorrhea. Yeah, that looks like gonorrhea. Full ganneries. I think it's ganneries. Full ganneries of the past into which they have brought the harvest of their lives. The deeds done, the loves loved, and last but not least, the suffering they have gone through with courage and dignity. From this one may see that there is no reason to pity old people. Instead, young people should envy them. It is true that the old have no opportunities, no possibilities in the future, but they have more than that. Instead of possibilities in the future, they have realities in the past, the potentialities that they have actualized, the meanings they have fulfilled, the value they have realized, and nothing and nobody can ever remove these assets from the past. In view of the possible, unless you had a shitty ass life and he was a drug addict or some shit like that, I guess. I guess that shit would suck to have all that memory in your head. In view of the possibility of finding meaning in suffering, life's meaning is an unconditional one, at least potentially. That unconditional meaning, however, is heralded by the unconditional value of each and every person. It is that which warrants what the fuck? Warrants the indelible quality, indelible, I don't know, INDELIBLE, quality of the dignity of man, just as life remains potentially meaningful under conditions, even those which are most miserable. So to those, the value of each and every person stay with him or her, and it does so because it is based on the values that he or she has realized in the past, and it's not contingent on the usefulness that he or she may or may not retain in the present. More specifically, the usefulness is usually defined in terms of functioning for the benefit of society. But today's society is characterized by achievement orientation. Fuck. Just as life's potential meaning, more specifically, the useful is usually defined in terms of function of benefit of society. That's not where I stood. Fuck me, man. I was going great. So to those, the value of each and every person stay with him or her. And it does so because it is based on the values that he or she has realized in the past and is not contingent to the usefulness that he or she may or may not retain in the present. More specifically, this usefulness is usually defined in terms of functioning for the benefit of society, but today's society is characterized by achievement orientation, and consequently It adores people who are successful and happy. And, well, shit, that's true. In particular, it adores the young. I mean, like, yeah, I was happy when I was young and shit like that, but now that I'm old and shit, like, look at this fucking face. You guys seen, like, the amount of masks and LED lights and all the type of shit that I'm using just to keep young. So is this coming from, like, a part of fucking envy? Adores people who are successful and happy, and in particular, it adores the young. It virtually ignores the value of all those who are otherwise shit, fucking mortality wise, fuck. And in so doing, blurs. Nala, I will stop this fucking video if you drop my fucking phone. I love you. Shit. The value of all those who are otherwise, and in so doing blurs and decisive difference between being valuable and in the sense of dignity and being valuable in the sense of usefulness. If one is not cognizant of this difference and bold and holds that an individual's value stems only from his present usefulness, then believe me, one owes it only to personal inconsistencies not to plead for euthanasia along the lines of Hitler's program, that is to say, mercy. Cling of all those who have lost their social usefulness, be it because of old age, incurable illness, mental deterioration, or whatever handicap they may suffer. Confounding the dignity of man with mere usefulness arises from a conceptual confusion that in turn may be tracked back to the contemporary nihilism transmitted on many an academic campus and many an analytic couch. Even in the setting of training analysis, such an indoctrination may take place. Nihilism does not contend that there is nothing, but it states that everything is meaningless. And George A. Sargent was right when he promulgated the concept of learned meaninglessness. Sorry about that. He himself remembered a therapist who said, "George, you must realize that the world is a joke." That's a fucking fact. There is no justice, everything is random. Only when you realize this will you understand how silly it is to take yourself seriously. You should always take yourself seriously. Oh shit, I'm way off. There is no grand purpose in the universe. It is just there's no particular meaning in what decisions you make today about how to act. Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, or whoever the fuck is watching. That was just 2 pages. That was just 2 fucking pages. And I would love to say that it was my dog's fault that I got ridiculously like bad at it. Ay, Dios mío. That's Nala. I wish I could say it was my dog's fault, but shit, I sucked so bad. The last one I did like 3 or 4 pages. Actually, yeah, like 3 or 4 pages in like 5 minutes. It's been fucking almost 9 minutes, and I am horrible at reading. But that's the point. That's the point of this. I'm just going to keep recording myself until I get better at... Oh, I cut myself during shaving. Until I get better at reading. So, deuces.